All right, success with psilocybin. It should be herbs and other medicinal mushrooms. I'm Melanie Scofield, and I'm the founder and director of the Earthwalk School of Herbal Traditions in Rockport, Maine. I've been a
Rockport, Maine?
Rockport, Maine.
I didn't know you were there.
I am.
Oh my goodness.
Really hush hush. No, we opened up in 2016, and we run herbal apprenticeships. We do 3 levels of training, so foundational level, community herbalism, and then a clinical mentorship program. I'm also a recently ordained minister through Psanctuary Church, so I've been guiding people on sacred mushroom journeys. And I also recently graduated from Gabor Mate's training on compassionate inquiry, which has been a really beautiful addition to this work that we're doing. So here we have it. We'll go ahead and get started.
Quick question.
Yes.
It's okay if I take snapshots so I can take notes at home? Because I have to have a struggle focusing on taking notes and then focusing on what you're saying.
Sure, that's perfectly fine.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So I began, the first time I experienced psilocybin mushrooms, I was 18 years old and had no idea what I was getting into. It was more, college dormitory style, here, take this, and then tripping really hard. And then I went to the bathroom and had this incredible experience of really seeing intercellular communication and looking up and seeing the web of life that connects us all. And although I think I was naturally spiritually inclined, I felt like at that moment it was a real spiritual awakening for me. As many people, you'll hear them say over and over again, it's, I think Michael Pollan says, usually people with a psychedelic experience say it's one of the top 5 most spiritual experiences of their lives. And I can definitely say that's true for myself as well. And then when I was 22, I started working in health food stores. I started managing supplement departments, and then ultimately I started to become an educator, going to health food stores, Whole Foods Market, anybody that sold supplements. I was there as a trainer to educate them on the product lines. So as one of the perks, I got flown to different laboratories, facilities, was given lots of free products to try. So I just started dabbling in mushroom medicine, medicinal mushrooms, capsules that I was given. So the first mushroom that I ever experienced was cordyceps. That was not psilocybin. And so this, the reps were mushroom science. They gave me capsules, and at that time I was really young. I was in Jamaica Plain, Massachusetts, running every day, but I would always hit this limit with running. I was running around the pond, and then I would just, I could go a mile or 2, but that was it. My lungs were at capacity, and my energy levels were kaput after that. But after taking cordyceps for a couple of weeks, I felt like my lung capacity had quadrupled, like all of the lobes had completely expanded and filled out. And I was able, I felt a direct experience of being able to uptake oxygen in the body, and was completely floored by that experience. So that was my first aha moment with medicinal mushrooms. After that, I decided to try some reishi, Ganoderma lucidum.
That's the name of my cat.
Reishi, it's a great name. I always say if I had children over again, they'd be like Chanterelle and reishi. So reishi was a little slower acting. It took about 3 to 4 weeks, and after that there was this level of calm that settled in. And although I had been dabbling in meditation in my 20s, but I just felt like, wow, I had been meditating like a monk for 10 to 20 years, like this sense of really deep level of calmness and okayness. So really experiencing the medicine of reishi was a beautiful, beautiful thing.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When we have questions, do you want us to ask them now or wait till the end?
If it's related to what we're talking about, go ahead and ask it now.
Okay.
Yeah. You have a question, but it's not related to what we're talking
Yeah,
about?
I'll wait.
Okay, all right, great. Okay, so I knew at this point, having tried 3 different types of mushrooms and having a profound effect with each of them, that mushrooms are powerful, deep, supportive medicine. And I knew that, except for psilocybin, the other ones were slow acting, but they offered deep foundational support for the body. So fast forward to later in my career, I became an herbalist, I became a nutritional consultant. I started collecting data as I was working with people and just collecting empirical data, basically, based on people's experiences, what they felt, what they didn't feel, what worked, what didn't work. How did it work when mushrooms were blended with other herbs? Did they have a potentizing effect? Did they have nothing at all? Right, so this class really is about me just collecting information over my 16 years of private practice. Take it for what it is. Maybe it's intriguing, maybe you're like, but here it is that I'm offering to you. Okay, so I do love this synergistic compounding effect of blending the mushrooms with the herbs. And I found out that by using medicinal herbs, you can actually direct the effects of the mushrooms a little bit better. So, for example, let's start by looking at sacred mushrooms. Here we have a variety of psilocybin mushrooms. We know that psilocybin has a broad array of benefits, right? So it can enhance your immune health. It's great for immunoregulation, so for autoimmune conditions specifically. It's great for depression. It can be useful for anxiety. Some people just want to explore with it. I want to see I'm going to take it at night and see what it does to my dreams. So there's a lot of different ways that you can work with psilocybin. So the question always is, what's your why? And then what herbs might we want to pull in to assist with the intentionality behind it. So here we have some of the benefits.
Oh, neuromuscular support.
Neuromuscular support. So yeah, I have a client that has been microdosing for over a year now. He has Lou Gehrig's disease, and for those of you that are familiar with ALS, it's pretty much, just a waiting game. It is a wasting and progressive disease, and eventually there's no cure for it. So the body attacks itself. But with microdosing and other supplements that have been helping to stabilize his immune system and having other neurodegenerative benefits, he's slowed down the progression of ALS. He's actually doing quite well. And whereas I wouldn't say it has reversed it, it certainly has halted the progression like he was experiencing it before.
That's pretty powerful stuff.
It's pretty powerful stuff. Yeah, go ahead.
I do have a question. So I don't know if it's just fear-mongering or, but I've heard with psilocybin, if you have anyone with schizophrenia in your family history, then you shouldn't take it.
I think it's, if you have schizophrenia in your family, you should be screened well. It doesn't mean that you necessarily shouldn't take it, but you should have somebody help to screen you to see if it would be a good fit for you, or if you're at risk for experiencing some adverse experiences with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the pain management, is that broadly or more specifically?
It's broadly. Most people that take psilocybin, either in higher levels or microdosing, feel that it alleviates daily body aches and pains. It does have anti-inflammatory properties to it. I gave it to my sister a couple of years ago, and we went for a hike, so it was more like, hey, why don't you try this? She's never tried it. We were going for a lovely hike in the woods, and she said, I cannot believe how good I feel. I have she has a desk job. She's not in good shape. She has aches and pains. She's in her 50s. She said, I feel light, like I am floating, and yeah.
I have a question. So each of these listings that you have up here, is there a certain strain of mushroom that's better with one area than the other? So like the nervous system regulator, is there I know like pain management, I know like P. natalinus is like a good one, so I'm wondering about the rest of them, if there's certain strands that you find that are
I tend to think that the ones that are more heady are good for more of the nervous system, but you know what? I think they're all beneficial, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think golden teachers have more of a somatic, full body experience.
Okay.
They offer that, but and you know, something more like a penis envy is going to be more cerebral and less somatic.
Okay.
But they all have these benefits.
Okay.
Yeah, across the board.
Do you like to pick and create your own, or do you like to buy a product that you trust?
Are you asking me if I grow?
Or if you forage for yourself and create the compound, or if you'd like to purchase from somebody?
I don't forage or grow psilocybin mushrooms, so I have sources available. You know, I just don't have time for it, and I have children, and I just don't want to deal with that. Yeah.
I have a question. So when you are giving somebody mushrooms,
Mm-hmm.
And you are hitting one of these areas, is there different herbs that you would use?
Absolutely.
So I'm really
Absolutely.
interested in
Yeah, that's
hearing
what we're
that
doing.
for each section.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Okay, so for example, if your intention for working with psilocybin mushrooms is to enhance cognitive function, then you can look to Paul Stamets. You know, let's look at the Paul Stamets stack. We've got the niacin and the lion's mane. That's the standard, that's become the standard, the industry standard and the psilocybin way of thinking.
Does that cover?
I have a different opinion, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think I was here for the end of CJ's talk, and he was like, not everybody's into niacin. Niacin can leave an uncomfortable feeling. I understand the why it's in there, how it will increase circulation and increase the uptake of the psilocybin, but there are other herbs that we're overlooking that are going to be equally, if not more beneficial in this synergistic compounding. So lion's mane. So let's just talk about lion's mane for a minute. Lion's mane is fabulous for cognitive functioning. It helps with neurogenesis, but it's slow acting. So if you're somebody who's just going to start microdosing and then you're taking lion's mane a couple days a week with your microdose, I don't believe you're going to get much benefit from that at all. I think all of the medicinal mushrooms, excluding psychoactive mushrooms, are very slow acting. You really need to take them consistently for several weeks to a month before you start noticing the benefits of them. So what I encourage people to do is to take lion's mane on the side. Do that every day. Microdose as needed. You'll get those effects right away, but lion's mane needs to build up. Other beneficial herbs for cognitive function are bacopa, which is a traditional Ayurvedic herb. And sorry, this is not on here.
I didn't hear what you said.
Bacopa. Bacopa, it crosses the blood-brain barrier. It nourishes the brain. It is a traditional herb for ADD, ADHD, and it reduces anxiety. So some people, not everyone, but some people who microdose say it actually increases their anxiety. So I would bring in herbs to support the nervous system that are actually calming and grounding. Yep.
Is that BACOPA?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Bacopa. Yes.
I'm new to all this, so
Okay.
I don't know where to begin or otherwise, but is this all anecdotal, or you did research, or is there
It's both.
some Western research that was done?
Oh yeah. No, this stuff that I'm talking about right now is purely anecdotal.
Okay.
Yeah, this is my experience of working with the medicines, but also, the medicines, I learned about them because through texts,
Right.
but they've been taken for thousands of years.
One more thing, when you say regular support or booster, I mean, there's no sense of degree of how much it helps?
How much to expect?
Yes.
Yeah, everybody's individual.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's one of the things we have to accept with natural approaches versus pharmaceutical approaches. You take a pharmaceutical approach, you're more likely to get, this is the result you're going to get. And sometimes not even with pharmaceuticals.
Supposedly.
Right, supposedly.
And is there a certain amount that you use?
Microdosing?
No, the Bacopa.
Bacopa. So if you get a tincture of Bacopa, it would be 1 to 2 droppers full. So purchasing a standard extract tincture, 1 to 2 droppers full of Bacopa at a time.
Okay, daily?
Yeah.
Or with the microdose?
Either or.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you prefer tincture over capsule?
Tinctures work faster.
Okay. Good to
Capsules
know.
have to be digested.
Right.
So you have to have really good digestion to ensure you're actually getting what's in the capsule. And who doesn't have some kind of digestive issue? So.
And does that go with using glycerin too?
And teas are great too, by the
Yeah.
way.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, teas and
Glycerin.
glycerin. Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine as well. Yeah, alcohol-free extracts are fine. Yes. So another herb, if you're wanting to enhance, if you're sluggish and you're looking to enhance cerebral circulation, ginkgo biloba is traditionally used for cerebral enhancing cognitive functioning, and also magnesium 3 and 8. So this is a supplement. There are various kinds of magnesium, right? All different kinds of magnesium affect different parts of the body. This particular type of magnesium crosses the blood-brain barrier, and it works with the glymphatic system. So it helps the brain to detoxify, and it reduces inflammation in the brain. So if the reason for your wanting to work on cognitive functioning is because of dementia or some kind of brain injury or Alzheimer's, etc., I would highly recommend working with magnesium 3 and 8.
3 and 8?
3 and 8. It's THREANATE. So many herbs. I mean, we could just go.
Yeah.
But this could be the whole class, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
But those are some highlights for me. Yeah.
What would you suggest for autism and ADHD?
Bacopa.
Yep. Okay.
Yes.
That's been
Bacopa.
trying to come to me a lot lately, so I think I need to find some.
Yes. Yeah. It's great. It's grounding. So in Ayurveda, they talk about vata imbalance, which is the air ether element being out of balance, and it's the inability to be in your body and grounded on the earth. You're just up here in your head. So an herb like Bacopa really helps to bring you down and ground you.
Okay.
That's why I love it. Okay, so if you were working with an autoimmune condition, we might work with other herbs to enhance the psilocybin. So ashwagandha is a traditional herb that has immunoregulatory effects. It also relieves stress, right? Stress is really why we get anything wrong with us. We need anti-stress herbs. Baikal skullcap is a highly researched herb that is a mast cell stabilizer and also helps to regulate the immune system.
Mm-hmm.
Reishi mushroom with psilocybin, great for the immune system. And here's what we forget is everyone's talking about psilocybin for healing trauma, healing a variety of things, but mostly it's like healing mood, healing anxiety, healing depression. Psilocybin mushrooms, let me show you this slide here, is great for your immune system. Studies have shown that psilocybin induces the release of multiple immune factors consistent with a generalized activation of the immune system, which can persist for at least 7 days after a single dose. I was really fascinated with this several years ago, and when COVID was a big deal, when I got COVID, I decided, hey, you know what, I'm going to try something different this time. I'm going to go beyond a mini dose. Mini dose is 0.05 to 0.25 grams, and I'm going to take myself I'm going to go beyond a microdose, and I'm going to go up to a mini dose, somewhere in that region. And I had the most incredible experience with COVID. I attribute my moving through it with ease, healing faster, to my mini dosing. I was able to just relax. So it does say maybe a feeling of feeling stoned, mild euphoria. I did experience all of that. So I'm just lying down being sick, but I was able to remove myself from the negative mental chatter about, oh, I'm sick, I hate this is awful, what's going to happen to me. I didn't do that. I was able to observe me having COVID. And it just moved through my system because I didn't have that mental hang up about it.
Now, can I ask what strand you used? Because
I think it was, I don't actually remember at that time
Okay.
what it was. May
Okay.
have been Melmax. I often have Melmax.
no, Max.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
The last thing you were talking about was the reishi.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna ask this before. How do you feel about that with autoimmune conditions?
Fabulous.
Mhm.
Yes. 100%.
Why is there so much controversy with that in autoimmune conditions?
I have no idea. There shouldn't be any controversy with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Reishi works on the liver. Reishi works on the heart. And it's helpful as an immunomodulator, so I don't know why it would be contraindicated. And to my knowledge, it doesn't interfere with medications. You can take medications and utilize reishi. Yeah. Okay. Another great one for autoimmune conditions, another herb is turmeric.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Working on the inflammation.
Now, I know there's, you have your regular turmeric that we cook with and stuff, and then there's another one that breaks it down. Do you know what I'm speaking of?
You're
It's
talking
like
about black pepper?
No, it
Cumin?
comes usually in capsules.
Cumin?
Curcumin.
No, you get it like at a health food store.
Bioparin.
Are you talking about just turmeric in capsule form?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's the same thing.
It's the same
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
And better activated with black pepper.
And it's often activated with black pepper. Yeah. Yeah, turmeric, to get the most out of it, needs to have an agitator. So it mildly agitates the gut so that you're able to uptake it and utilize it better. Other agitators are coffee. You can actually add, and I recommend if there are coffee drinkers in here, add some turmeric to your coffee in the morning, and then your coffee becomes much more medicinal. And you're working with inflammation right at the beginning of the day.
I think I read having a fat as well.
Having a fat is important. Put your creamer in your coffee.
So we had
Or your coconut oil or whatever. Yes. Yeah. Oat milk has some fat in it. Yeah. Okay. If you're working with psilocybin mushrooms for depression, here are some helpful herbs that you could blend with your psilocybin. Or you can just, have like an herbal blend that you take regularly and then you're microdosing throughout your week as needed. Schizandra is a fantastic herb that anybody can utilize with. It does not interact with medications. It's completely uplifting, revitalizing. It's an adaptogen. It feeds the, Chinese medicine, they say it feeds the kidneys, the adrenals. And it reinvigorates the senses. And I wish I had some here for you all to try.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. Anyone that tries it goes, wow.
So spell this, please.
Schizandra, Schizandra. And Schizandra, it's called the 5-flavor berry. So it contains all the flavors of sour, sweet, salty, bitter, pungent.
Oh, wow.
And in so doing that, it's like, I call it the Shazam berry. And we think about that, like depression, you're really kind of like shut down. A lot of people say when they're depressed, they can't taste anything. So it's really, I feel like it's getting to a deeper root working with the Shazandra, revitalizing the senses. Rhodiola is a great herb for depression. For the kind of depression where you cannot get out of bed in the morning. And Chinese medicine, they say, so rhodiola grows in these extreme, backpedaling. Rhodiola grows on islands and cold places. We have it growing off the coast of Maine. In these extreme conditions, it doesn't even need soil. It's a rock plant. It grows right out of the rocks.
Wow.
Doesn't really need much soil, much nourishment, and it's able to withstand zone 1 temperatures. So any plant that can withstand that type of environment can teach us a thing or two about how to withstand the stressors in our lives. In Chinese medicine, rhodiola astringes the Jing. So the Jing is the spirit that exists in the kidneys, and they say it's your storehouse of all your energy in your life. And when that's depleted, it's gone, or you can learn how to rebuild it. But by astringing the Jing, what they mean is that they take the energy that you do have, it takes the energy you do have, and it pulls it together. It astringes it. so it focuses your energy. So it's not necessarily like bringing in new energy, it's just helping you recenter and focus the energy that you do have, how to harness it. Rose.
Yeah, sorry, I had a question about Shazandra, cause I know that it's good for stamina, like, so I was kind of thinking of it almost like ginseng, like, to take in the beginning of the day for energy,
Or the afternoon slump.
yeah.
It's great for that.
But I'm like very sensitive to, like, for example, like caffeine or like anything that gives energy will give me insomnia. And so I've also heard that Shazandra should be taken in the evening. So do you have any insight on like the best time of day to take Shazandra, and can it cause insomnia if you take it in the evening?
I don't, it's not supposed to. Will it for you? You'll have to find out. I recommend people take it 2 to 3 times a day to get the most benefit if they're working on something specific. But if you're just working on, you just want a little energy boost, take it as needed, whatever you want.
Okay.
I tell most people, and for some people that don't like tinctures, I just have them order some dried Shazandra berries. And for that afternoon slump, just eat a few Shazandra berries. It perks you right up, and you're good to go.
Can it help with sleep or no?
It's a harmonizer, and it can often help with sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, but it depends on the individual's constitution. So, yeah.
How do you know if you've had enough, Sandra?
I've never known anyone to OD on Shazandra.
Well, I meant like over the few weeks, if you're taking it for a few weeks or something.
How you
I
know when to
noticed a
stop, how you
shift,
know.
and I'm questioning like.
With an herb like Shazandra, you should notice it.
Yeah.
You should notice it when you take it. It's a fast-acting herb. And I always tell people, when people say, when am I ready to let go of it? When you stop reaching for the bottle.
Okay.
There's an intuition there. There's always an intuitive approach with herbs. Yeah. If you're missing it, start taking it again. Yeah.
Can we talk more about ashwagandha and some of those things we just talked about Shazandra as far as like time of day, or is it?
Yep, ashwagandha can be taken any time of day, and is wonderful to take at night too.
Okay. Is it?
And that does help with sleep.
Okay. I'm trying to think of the word. When an herb has an action, it's like based on what your body needs. It's like if you need stimulation, it'll give you energy.
Yeah, it is. I tend to think ashwagandha is an herb that aligns us with the circadian cycle. So if you take it during the day, it gives you more energy, but at night it helps you rest better.
Okay.
There's an intelligence to it. It helps us to get into touch with our own body's rhythms.
Cool. Yeah. And is there a name for that?
Adaptogen.
There you go. That works.
That's okay. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
What would you say is the best for like detoxing or like chelation? Is that would that be typical?
I don't typically pair that up with psilocybin.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah. You mean just in general, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you could combine it with
I know.
Some kind of liver herb.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
Liver.
Yeah.
so much.